And karma is not bad.
Yeah.
Karma doesn't have to be something that happens to you as a punishment or because you did something bad. What it's been feeling for me is like karma is coming in because you did everything good, because you actually did what you needed to do, and now you are seeing the rewards. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Deepening the Connection. I am back here with my friend Angelica. Angelica, it's been years since we kind of planted the seed for this now podcast, because we're going to be making this an official podcast in the coming months. But we wanted to come in to give you our perspective and some channeled messages regarding the Lionsgate portal because it feels so important. But yeah, Angelica, it's been years and now we're back. How do you feel about that?
We're back.
Yes.
I think it's about, I mean, can you believe it's been years?
Mm-mm.
Like, first of
No.
all, I honestly never thought we'd come back around to it.
Mm-mm.
So it's really interesting and also fun. And so I'm just kind of going with it. And I'm
Mm.
excited about like kind of just being back and just rolling with everything that comes.
Yes, yes. And we have nothing planned for today. We've just been feeling into the energy of the Lionsgate portal. I have some idea of what this means to me. And I feel that this is going to be also something that resonates within the collective energy. So, yeah, Angelica, so do we just jump in and start talking about it, giving it our perspective, or is there anything that you want to maybe say before we dive into the main subject?
Let me kind of fill in here.
Mm.
No, I'm hearing just dive in.
Okay.
Boom, boom. Let's
All
just dive
right.
in. Let's go.
Well, go ahead, dive in.
There's quite a bit of information. So, whoever you are, wherever you are, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There's a lot of different things coming in for different people, and depending on where you are, you might find that different information resonates. So, when I was first kind of just tapping into the energy of this portal, I was hearing like balance and kind of getting like a balancing effect. So, kind of for example, if you have been more in your masculine energy, this portal feels like, okay, let's bring the opposite side in and start balancing and getting you into your feminine to create like a balancing effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been feeling this for a while, and it feels like this portal is like kind of an extension or an amplification of that balancing effect that I've been feeling for a couple of weeks now. So there's that part. The other part is there's family recognition going on right now on a soul level. So I'm getting goosebumps. So people, I wrote down people you've traveled with in other live streams. There's like this reuniting thing. So
Mm.
kind of like what's happening here with deepening the connection, kind of coming back. There's like what I was feeling is like there is a deeper soul recognition. So it doesn't quite feel like it's conscious. It can be, but there's kind of like a deeper recognition of, oh, there's a connection there, but also like the work that maybe you're supposed to do together, different, what those connections are meant to create. You might find that things are coming back around, and working on projects with like soul family, soul level, connections. There's projects, there's things to be created that need to be created for whatever purpose. So I was feeling like family recognition on a soul level is like coming back together. Oh, the other part of this that was really, really big is what I was seeing was I was tuning into the light that's coming in. And so the port that's the light that's coming in through the portal, lots of different support, first of all. And then the light that's coming in, what I was hearing and feeling was like Earth's light grid is being upgraded. And so there's an activation and clearing right now. So the light streams that are coming in through this portal are upgrading Earth's grids, the ley lines, the dragon lines. And when I was tapping into this again this morning or this today, I was even hearing the unicorn grids are being
Ooh.
reconnected from fifth dimension. And I was like, I'm even kind of getting a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
goosebumps here. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but feel into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was really interesting because of this activation of the grid. There is this thing where it's almost like Earth has decided, because she's in a consciousness of her own, right? She's a bad bitch.
She
So,
is, yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing that Earth is no longer holding onto certain templates, especially in regards to worth, value, and shame. So, like anything around worth, self-worth, feeling unworthy, or feeling devalued, underappreciated, stuff like that. And then shame, anywhere you might have been shamed, humiliated, embarrassed, or even had those emotions used against you into manipulating you into or coercing you into like fitting in, going along. These templates are being released from Earth. And so she's clearing them out. She's making or at least how I am perceiving it, she's making the decision to clear these. She's like, no, no more. So there's this metaphor that came to me of like thinking of Earth as a brain, right? She's changing her programming, she's changing her coding. And so she's creating like new neural pathways, new connections to support this change. And then so we as individuals can actually tap into Earth and her consciousness and kind of receive support in being able to release these types of templates. I mean, these are kind of root wounds that I was feeling. So we can actually tap in because she's changing her program and her coding, so we can actually tap in and receive support to do the same. So what's happening with all of this is those root wounds that I was kind of alluded to just a moment ago, is we're being able to release certain root wounds very easily. So anything around like the root chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So power, money, health, energy, vitality, family, belonging, anything in that root where you might have like a wound or a core wound there, we can release these, especially if they have anything coded up in regards to shame, devaluing the self-betrayal, or even feeling worth, or unworthy. These root wounds are they're being given, like, there's this opportunity and capacity that feels pretty new to release these root wounds and like deactivate them completely as if like they've never existed. And giving us the permission slip. Ooh, interesting. The permission slip to release that past. And we're talking about identity level templates. So anything around power, money, health, energy, vitality, and then as it correlates to shame, worth, those types of things. That we've used to identify ourselves on an identity. Oh, this is me. I am unworthy. These types of things. These are identity level templates that the Earth is like releasing so that we can also release them. And it's happening more on an individual basis because the collective still has to catch up to the individual the individual experience that a lot of us are creating now. And so the other part of this was that I was hearing was that people that are doing the inner work or are maybe like newly awakening and ready to do that work, this is like very easily accessible. So that's really exciting. I do have a couple of other messages here. Yeah, Lemuria.
Oh, yeah.
I love this deck. So I picked cards and three came out. And so the first one was this guy. And this is all about like inner child, inner play, uh, inner child and play and like inquisitiveness, being open, one like in wonderment and awe in that innocence. And it feels like tapping into fun and play, kind of like me and you have done here, Miroslava.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just have fun. Because it feels like that's going to add levity to, there's all this shit going on everywhere, right? All the chaos, all the confusion and all the commotion. It's really important to tap into that inner child, because this is starseed elemental. So there is like inner child, that inner child kind of play and openness. That was the first card. The second card was this one. I really like this one. This one's really, really cool. The Starseeder.
So yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so cool. And what this was, or what this is, like just the card in itself, the artwork, I'm hearing to explain it. So the lady here, let me find out where my camera is. So this figure here, this chick, she's what it is she's a personification of your intuition. And she's literally lifting you up out of the clouds of confusion and lifting you up into clarity.
Yeah.
So
that gave me chills. I love that. Yeah.
Right? I feel it too. And so this card is all about things may look as if they're not going as planned, but in fact, they're actually taking you in a direction far better than you could have imagined. So it's thinking, oh shit, things aren't working out. But in actuality, all of a sudden, it's one of those things where like it feels like the tables turn and you're like, wait, how did that happen? Yeah. This is crazy. So trust in your dreams enough to let the serendipities and synchronicities unfold, even when the route is funny, huh? The route, we're talking about route, but like this is a different route, ROUTE. Even when the route is not as direct as you imagined, listen to your intuition and know you've got this. So it's kind of bringing in that element of trust. Like things aren't always what they look like, and you have to remember that. The portal keeper.
That, I don't know why it reminds me of you, actually.
Multidimensionality. This is all about multidimensionality. And what I feel with this, and I'll show it to you again. What I feel with this is like there's like a little gatekeeper, right? And cats do this very, very easily. They're very good portal keepers. It's very interesting the way this feels to me, because it feels like there's this portal and then there's this like kind of guarding, like kind of guarding or being the gatekeeper of. So like there's this being and saying like, okay, you have to have certain requirements. There's certain requirements to move into this type of space or to receive certain codes from the portal. So we're all kind of getting whatever we kind of need or have access to, but also at the same time, there's this guardian that's like, you have to meet certain requirements to receive certain upgrades and certain other codes. But also at the same time, this little being, it's also you. So it's you guarding the portal, and it's also you asking for permission. It's very interesting, this like mirroring effect. And that also speaks to the multidimensionality of you.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so there's this thing of like, you are the portal keeper. So it kind of brings me back to, you have to make the choice to step into, you have to make the choice to step into the work, or you have to make the choice to step into or meet the requirements of receiving the additional codes or upgrades or information that is ready to come to you, but also like you have to meet those requirements. The other part of this was, I was feeling like Tom Hanks in Big. The like, what if you woke up in a different reality? There was that came through. Like, what if you woke up and your reality was completely different? You woke up in a different bed. And I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you've ever seen Big,
No.
Miroslava.
Mm-mm.
Um, but he's a kid, and then he goes and he wants to be like, it's one of those things of like, you want to grow up. Like, I want to be big, and so he wishes to be big with the machine. It's like the machine that has like a gypsy inside that tells fortunes and
Mm.
gives readings or whatever.
Mm.
And so
Mm.
he wishes to be big, and then he wakes up the next day, um, grown up.
Mm.
What if your reality when you woke up was just completely different? Because that's a thing that we can do. It's just, we also have programming and coding that's coded up to create consistency and create continuity of like, okay, this is my reality. I live in this house, I have this bed. But what if it wasn't like that? What if you received upgrades to like just completely jump timelines or quantum jump? So there's a lot of different, very interesting things that were coming through as far as this just this card
Mm-hmm.
alone. I was like, what do you, is there anything like, do you have any commentary on it? What do you feel about all of it?
Honestly, everything that you said is what I've been feeling for the whole year. Honestly, actually, the entire year. And something that I do want to say about the cat and the portal keeper is that I agree. Like, it feels like there's so much that we are beginning to access, that we have access to, but we haven't been able to integrate it within ourselves, to ground it. And so there's a lot of transformation taking place within ourselves. And I mean, you and I, Angelica, like, we've been doing a lot of healing and doing a lot of shadow work. And it is because of that work and that commitment that we made to ourselves that we are able to let whatever was in that portal come in through deepening the connection now. So I feel that in a way we are doing that. We are accessing whatever was already there, and we could feel it. It was just not the time. We weren't ready. And now that we are ready, we are bringing that information in. And so I feel like this is what's happening with a lot of people, because I am seeing that everywhere. And one thing that you said about soul family and like reuniting with people that we've been with in other lifetimes, that's something that I've also been experiencing. And like you said at the beginning, it's not something that you're consciously aware of. You just feel like there's something about this person that pulls me in, that I'm attracted to, but it makes no sense. And then once you start feeling the energy, you start seeing growth within yourself, you start to transform yourself, because there's something within that other person that activates something within you, memories and just information. You notice or you realize that, whoa, like this person is actually someone that I know. And so I highly, highly resonate with that. And for me, this year, the number 8 has been massive. It's been
Yes,
huge.
I was
And
gonna say that too.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And this is a number 8 year because it's
Yeah.
2024. And so that's why I was very excited to do the Lionsgate portal video because of how big this number has been. And this number, yes, it's all about abundance, it is infinity, there's like infinite potential. But to me, what it's been feeling like also personally is karma. And karma is not bad.
Yeah.
Karma doesn't have to be something that happens to you as a punishment or because you did something bad. What it's been feeling for me is like karma is coming in because you did everything good, because you actually did what you needed to do, and now you are seeing the rewards. So it's like a lot of people see karma as this like shadow or like just not good, but I am seeing all the beauty within karma, and I've been like embracing it and like opening my arms. And yes, there's been a lot of confusion and frustration and like, oh, like I don't know what to do. But then you see the reward and you see it, and it may not be clear at first, but you start seeing the change within yourself, and you notice that this is not a lesson, or it is a lesson, but it's also a gift. And so that's what I've been doing a lot within myself this year, and that's what I've noticed. The number 8, if you've been experiencing this or seeing the number 8 a lot this year, then there's definitely some karma taking place, and it doesn't have to be bad. Again, what I feel for myself is that it's coming in because I've done everything right. And so that was massive. So, is there anything that you want to say about the number 8, Angelica?
I mean, like, just eight, it being an 8 year and this being the 8-8 portal, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it just feels really significant, really huge. And then, it does feel like that eighth house, right?
Mm,
Karma.
yeah.
Also, kind of money, but money as well, because it kind of taps into that root stuff that I was talking about. But absolutely, karma is, I hadn't even, I'm like, I'm feeling into, I'm like, wow. Also,
Mm-hmm.
clearing of that old stuff, that those karmic imprints or agreements, oaths that you've made, vows that you've made, these like
Mm.
old things that you've made in perhaps even other life streams that are just like, it's time you can let them go.
Yes.
Um, and I agree with what you said about karma isn't like, there's this whole thing about like karma being a bitch, but it's really just an equalizing force. Like it's just a consciousness. It's nothing personal. People like to take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's, those are like, egos and all the things that wants to like push up against it. But it's really just an equalizing force to, help you reconcile with the things you need to reconcile with, learn the things you need to learn so that you can receive the gifts, receive the abilities, the rewards, or whatever it is that wants to come to you as that like kind of like a reward, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to put it in that language. But yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I think there's definitely a lot going on. And this year just felt massive from the beginning. And one thing that I also wanted to mention is like, I'm no astrologer, but I do see a lot of astrologers on TikTok. And if you're an astrologer and you're watching this, let us know because we would love to have a conversation with you. Like, that's something that we actually want to do more of, have conversations with other people that love what they do. Um, but what I have noticed is that a lot of people are talking about like this massive planetary transits that are taking place, and how it's all about, like you were saying, Angelica, it's all about transforming and letting go of the old. Whatever no longer resonates with you, it is time to let that go. And I've shared this with you, Angelica. I've been literally physically burying old aspects of myself that I no longer align to. And you said something about soul contracts or like karmic contracts, letting go of those two. I actually did that a few days ago. I've been holding on to like this flower and like this ring that I bought for myself because I made a promise that I thought I wanted to keep. And then I things have happened in my life and I'm like, I don't want to keep that promise. I don't, like I don't want to keep going in that direction. And so I took those things, I went to the forest and I buried those. And yes, there was a lot of love and there was a lot of good intention in those things that I wanted to create or that I wanted to be part of, but it no longer aligns with who I have become. And so I am now ready to finally let those things go. And I know that at first it may be hard to say like, oh my gosh, like the dream or like the fantasy that I created in my mind is no longer a thing. Like it no longer exists or has space in this reality, in my reality. But you have to really analyze how those things made you feel, or when you think about those things, how they make you feel now. When you go back to memories or to the experiences, is that how you want to be in this now moment? And what I realized is that no, it makes me anxious. I don't like the person that I was in that moment, and I'm just ready to move on. And so, yeah, I highly recommend that if you're watching this and you have something to let go of, definitely bring it out in a physical way. Take a crystal like I did and infuse the energy, the memories, the old aspects of you, the old programming into that crystal. And do it with love. We're not doing anything evil. It's just all for love for ourselves, love for the earth. And go bury it. Find a space in which you feel that you can bury that crystal and be safe. And have your own funeral for the old self and have fun with it. Like there's a lot of beauty and I think there's a lot of potential. For me, when I actually made the choice to bury the crystal, to do it in a physical way, it felt like that was me actually being intentional about it this time. It's like me making the decision. In my brain something clicked and it was like I am finally ready to move on when I actually did it in a physical way. And so I don't know, maybe it's psychology, I don't know, but it did something with me. And I was able to finally let go of those things. And my energy shifted massively. I've been doing the work for so many years. And still, I was holding on to those things. I wasn't able to let go. But once I made the decision, I buried it, put it in a physical way, something happened and it lifted. I felt a weight just lifting off my shoulders and I was able to just enjoy and to be in love with life, to be in love with myself, and to be okay with letting go of people, letting go of old aspects of me. And yeah, I didn't even cry when I buried the little promise ring that I had and everything. I thought it was gonna be like a hard moment, but no, I was feeling so great. And I highly recommend it, especially if you're watching this and you're like me, you're very like up in the clouds and like in your spaceship. Bringing things in a physical way makes the difference. So highly recommend that. But yeah, that thing that you said about the karma and like the soul contracts, that's definitely what I feel a lot of people are going through. And what I'm noticing in my personal life also, and just people that I know, and also observing other people, is that there's something happening in their lives. And it's like, you have to look at this thing. There's a lot going on in relationships too. And it's like, you have to take a look at yourself in the mirror, look at the other person, analyze the experience. Is this who you want to be with? Is this who you want to be? And I see a lot of people having to make the choice now to either end something that really has just no more potential, or to actually keep working on this thing, keep working on yourself, keep communicating with the other person, working with the other person to make things work out. And so I know that there's a lot of shifting going on and a lot of denial as well, because we don't want to take responsibility. We don't want to be accountable for the things that we've done. And so I think that this is something that a lot of people are going through, and definitely what I recommend, and this is something that Angelica taught me because I didn't know how to feel, but feel into it. Like really don't think about it, feel into it, feel the energy in your body, and then you'll be able to recognize the choice that you have to make because you already know. And Angelica, maybe is there anything else that you want to share maybe about this or like something that comes to your mind?
I agree with you when when you talk about like doing things physically in order to, because I mean, like literally action is the language of 3D that we're in, right? That action. So if you're taking something and you have an intention to like physicalizing it, in that that action is so powerful. So you taking that crystal, infusing all of those intentions and aspects and the pain into that and burying it, that's really, really powerful. And also witchy work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's advanced training to me, in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, it's don't just live it in the clouds. Don't just say that you're gonna do something, and even if it's just energetically letting go of something, like actually do something physically with the body. Maybe you can do like a workout, go for a walk, and have the intention be to release a specific energy or a specific thing or experience, and it works. It really does. Like I'm telling you, I am so detached from the physical experience. I'm an alien. Like I'm always floating in my spaceship. But when I actually set the intention to do this, to finally get rid of it, and I brought it into a physical way, it was so easy to finally let those things go. So, yeah, yeah, I think that's something that I highly recommend. And let us know if you give it a try, how it goes. But yeah, so Angelica, we've talked now about like the karma and like the things that we are letting go of and that we are having to experience. There's things that are happening in our lives that are pushing us to move forward, to let go. And there's a gift. We've been talking like there's good karma coming in. There's a lot of beauty and a lot of magic. And we're not gonna focus so much on the world because the world is going to shit. There's a lot that is taking place in the world, and it's all about coming back to the self, to the individual, what we can do as an individual soul to be better and to also show up for our communities, to show up for the people that are close to us, to show up for the world if you want to start teaching and sharing your perspectives online. And I feel that this Lionsgate portal, and I'm getting chills. I'm feeling, if you've been watching us, you know that we're both part of the Ashtar Command. We're rebels. We're alien rebels. And I feel the star beings coming up and that rebellious energy with the Ashtar Command coming in. And it's like it is it is the time for us to be rebellious with even with
And
ourselves. Like that's crazy. It's like rebel against yourself, the old self that is keeping you stuck, that is keeping you from
yes,
using your voice because you don't believe in yourself. It's like it is time to say, I'm going to say this, fuck you. Fuck off, like back off. Leave me alone. For once you are taking control, you are taking over control. It's like the God self is taking the wheel and we are finally doing what we came here to do, which is to be fully, authentically ourselves. And there's a lot of work that we've been doing, and like Angelica, like the whole year, we've been kind of not feeling energized at all, uninspired. Like there's so much that I wanted to do, but I didn't have the inspiration nor the energy, physically, spiritually, to do things. But now I feel like we are going to start feeling that energy and that inspiration to start taking action. And that is because we are becoming rebellious. We are saying no to the aspects of us, the parts of us that are keeping us stuck in like old behavioral patterns. And it's like we can finally say yes. I don't know what you're going to say yes, but there's something that you're going to be saying yes to. And I think you already know what that is. So it's all about having the courage and knowing that you are worthy, that you are lovable, and that you are beautiful, and that you have a lot to share with the world, not just with the people around you, but with the world. So, yeah, I'm gonna send it back to you, Angelica.
I just want to touch on that rebellious thing. It's almost like, you know how there you can have a rebel without a cause. I feel like that, because you can use that rebel energy in a way that's destructive,
Mm,
like you were saying, to keep you stuck, to keep you saying like, oh, like I don't like the government, so I'm just like not going to do anything. Like I'm just, so it's kind of like using that rebellious state in order to um kind of stay stuck, and also to use as an excuse to not do anything, to not
mm.
to hide away, to be stuck, to play small, to um keep on recreating this fact, or not the fact, but this feeling that I'm unworthy, or I don't belong, I'm not perfect, I'm incapable, these core wounds. And it's time to be a rebel with intention.
Mm.
And I'm feeling that. I'm feeling
Yeah.
these ones.
Mm-hmm.
um, it's time to be a rebel with intention, and also to use or utilize and tap into that rebellious aspect, because everybody has an inner rebel.
Mm.
To utilize that inner rebellious um, spirit to create new systems, to
Mm.
create new ways of being, to allow yourself to shine, to give yourself permission to shine, and spread your magic, your medicine. Um, but it's this old rebel without a cause, this old shit, like it's not doing anything for you. So that inner critic, it's almost like recoding, right? Because I do the recode work. It's like recoding and allowing that, because these are inner parts. So we can't like reject reject our parts, because then it creates splits and fragments. So it's almost like working with getting that part on your side to be like, okay, let's rebel, but also let's also rebel in a way that is fucking beneficial for me, for others, that's going to create new systems or new ways of being, or allow me to shine my light in a way that I hadn't given myself permission previously to do. So that's how I
I
feel about
love
that.
that. I love that what you said because I feel like that's that was me. It was like a rebel without a cause. I was like I rejected not only the government or like all of those things, but like my humanity. I rejected the planet, the physicality, because I just didn't like it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be part of it. Like, whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be part of it, be in it. And so I rebelled against that, against my humanity, against humanity as a whole. And so I feel like now it is my time, the real me, to rebel against that part of me and to say, like, no, like, I actually have to be, or I want to be part of this because I want to make a difference
Yes.
in the physical world, not just energetically, because a lot of people are here to be energetically crystals, like anchors of higher dimensional frequencies. And that is beautiful. That's what you are meant to do. But there's other people that, like us, we are here to speak, to use our voice. We are rebels. Like, that's in our blood, in our genes, our DNA. And so we need, or we, I don't think it's something that we need, but it's like we like being in the spotlight and doing things. We're the fucking sun, like, and I think also like this lion energy, the Leo season, the sun. This is so important for us, and I feel like we are now finding the strength and the courage, be the lion, and showing up in a massive way, in a way that we've never shown up before, because we
Mhm.
are complete now. We see the shadow,
Yes.
we see the light, and there's harmony within ourselves. I feel that's what's taking place with me personally. Like, there's harmony within myself. I know the things that I need to work on. I know my magic, the potential, and so I'm juggling and I'm doing the thing. Like, I'm really working on being balanced within myself so that I can show up and so that I can be complete and whole and authentic, and hopefully inspire other people to do what we're doing, to be authentic and to start sharing the things that they feel like they want to share. But again, if you want to be more like the moon, more on your, like in your own space and see the world, be a witness of the world, that's just as magical and as beautiful. But this is for those people that are like us, that like the sun, that like to be the spotlight. I think there's a lot of potential with this Lionsgate portal for you to find clarity as to how you can show up in the world and the steps that you need to take to be able to be in the spotlight, to take the stage, because it's time. It feels like it's really time now.
It's not like going against, but it's like to again bring balance or counterbalance what's going on, all of
Mm-hmm.
the chaos. We need people who are in alignment, in neutrality, and in their magic
Mm-hmm.
to step up, to stand up, to be in their purpose, whether that's speaking, whether that's being in the spotlight, whether that's holding space, whether that's working with the grids or whatever it is. You could be like a lawyer or a freaking real estate agent. I think that's what's happening now, is that balancing effect is happening with us who are like, oh, we've been doing the work. We weren't ready before, but now, okay, we're start to take going on a new journey, I guess, into that space of shining,
Mm-hmm.
being in your light, and
Yes.
also doing it from a neutral space.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, or at least for me, that's what's true. Is like neutral, aligned, because that is we're not in polarity. Then I'm just neutral,
Mm-hmm.
right? Again, I can just have the experience.
Yeah. Yes, that's how you become an observer, and it's like you don't get the emotions to attach to whatever experience or outcome. You just see things as they are, and you're able to also hold compassion for both sides or for whatever is happening. And I think compassion is such a big thing that we have to embrace more as things keep happening in the world. So yeah, yeah, I think it's very important, and it just feels so. I've known for the longest time that this year was going to be massive, and I knew that the final months were going to be huge. And just to be in this point now and to see all the transformation that we've been going through and how far we've come, like that is, it blows my mind. Like it's truly just so crazy. And I think that the next few years are going to be massive as well. I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon, and there's a lot of potential for us to do the thing and to like do what we love and what we're excited about. Angelica, like you were saying, it's about that child, bringing out that child, and also the innocence and the purity. And because yeah, there's a lot of darkness, but we need that child energy. We need to bring back the fun, the excitement, and infuse that excitement and that joy into all the projects, all the things that we create, and bring that to the people, because there's a lot of people that are currently depressed, that are in the shadow, that don't know what to do, are overwhelmed. We can uplift them just by our presence, just by the things that we create, and it doesn't have to be anything big. As long as you are infusing and giving it all your love and your joy, your excitement, I think that's enough, and it's beautiful. Angelica, I don't think I have anything more to say about the Lionsgate portal. Is there anything else that you want to add before we complete the video?
So I do have light codes that I feel that are coming in. So do you want to go there? Should we do that for next?
Yeah. Do you
Because I
want
do
me?
have like a little demo.
Yeah. Do you want me to show your camera? Just your camera? Or
No, because it makes my it makes my head
okay.
huge.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
I'll just scoot back. Um, so you can see more of me, and I'll kind of like adjust my camera here a little bit to, let's see if I can. So you can kind of see my hand gestures, gestures. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You can see me. There we are. Okay. Both feet on the floor. And you feel free to open, like keep your eyes open or close them. But what I find is when you close them and able to grasp certain things with your eyes open, not come in. So do you, boo boo, and go ahead and just start to take some deep breaths into that heart space. Connect with that heart space, because what we want to do with this portal is be in our heart space, because from there aligned action ensues and is taken, is inspired, is motivated. Halakia mahua hasekia la ala hasiki wahas wahas sha lekia maui. Just take some deep breaths into that heart. Alakia mau alakia mau alakia mau ayasikia ala ia tatatata ala mau ha sekia mata alekia mati ia si asia ia mau ha aleki alekia mau has ama ia ala ia mau. Go ahead and take a deep breath. So I want you to just continue to connect to that heart space and breathe into that heart space. Breathe, really connect into that heart, the heart space, the heart chakra, and allow that space to unfurl, unfold, and open. Akia ya laha au alekia me iti ya ta 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 ta. Kiki kia me ta ta ha ta ta ha tu 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 tu. And breathe. And I want you to notice how your heart is a portal to other realms, other dimensions. Kakia la kia ma u atata e ha ala e a le ti 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 ti. Let that portal open. Hakia ma tu u tu u ta a ti 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 ti. And receive. Just allow yourself to receive for a moment. The simple fact that your heart is a portal, and give yourself permission to open that portal to receive what is yours by divine right, by divine inheritance. Heke elaha ama'u hiasa. Open that portal that is your heart. Uase amata amata amata. Allow that kind of like multi-dimensional or multi-dimensionality to unfold from that heart space. Feel into that portal and notice how it's a portal of love. It's your own vortex of your wants, your needs, your desires, and your love for it all. Your love to be here. Your love to have new experiences. Your love to expand in consciousness, to learn, to grow as a soul. Now I want you to imagine that I want you to kind of like personify a little bit the portal of the Lion's Gate and let that come in whatever way. But I want you to imagine it as obviously it's a portal, right? So I want you to imagine a portal and it can be whatever comes to mind. It could be like a portal of light. It could be a portal of glitter. It could be a portal of wind or air, so like whatever that comes in as to you, let that kind of pop up. You can sense it, see it, feel it, know it. But I just want you to imagine the line. And so what we're doing now, portal in the Lion's Gate, and you have your heart portal open. What we're going to do is connect those. So I want you to imagine golden streams of light, golden lines or strings of light connecting the two. And fully connecting, interweaving and connecting your heart portal, connecting with the Lion's Gate portal. Open, fully receptive, and knowing and setting the intention that you are going to receive exactly what you need, nothing more, nothing less. Exactly the medicine, the magic that you need. So go ahead and connect to that portal. See those strings of light connecting and interweaving, not just connecting and touching, but interweaving themselves fully. They're fully connecting to that portal, that heart portal, to the Lion's Gate portal. Ha'aleha mahua ha'asikia mahua hasikia nala'a alaha alaha. And I want you just to receive the codes, the wisdom, the magic, the medicine that is for you. That might come in as energy screening. If it does, go ahead and just feel it. If there are senses, other senses, like you're hearing certain messages or sensing certain energies or feeling it, just allow yourself to feel, sense, see, know in whatever way you receive information. Just receive it and give yourself a moment to fully receive in silence. And even go ahead and put your hand or hands over your heart space and just allow yourself to receive fully. Give yourself permission to receive what you need, what you require. The medicine, the insight, the aha moment, the wisdom, the lesson, the next step, the next action. What are you here to create? What do you want? What are you excited to create? What are you blissful to create next? And let your heart sing. Let your heart feel light. Let your heart levitate as it expands even more, as it remembers its worth, its value, its place, its role. Let it expand even more and allow those golden strings and tethers, even more of those, to connect to this portal. And allow the light from this portal to just connect and penetrate the deepest layers of your heart, releasing anything that no longer serves, releasing any grief that's there, or heartbreak, heartache, heart walls, betrayal, resentment. It is time to release what no longer serves. It is time to release the the beliefs, the stuck emotions, the limitations, whether they come from patterns, ancestral patterns, or created in this life, those things that are ready to release, that are no longer serving you, that will not serve you where you're going. They have served you well, so thank them, be grateful, show appreciation. They have served you well. They have served you to get you to this point where you no longer need them. They have served you in your maturation, in your maturity process, your process of maturity, maturing into the version of you that no longer needs these things to survive, to hide, to stay safe, to make the excuse that you're not worthy, because you are. You're worthy, you're capable, you're deserving. You're here to create miracles, you're here to create new systems. You're here to bring your, to literally focus it and ground it into this space, creating heaven on earth. Hear and feel these words now. You create heaven on earth. For that, in your vision, remember, your vision is your own. Other people may not understand it, they may not see it. That is because they do not hold, they do not have the prescription that you do. Only you have the lenses, the prescription of that vision. Other people do not have that. Otherwise, they would have the vision and you wouldn't. Hear these words now. Feel them in your body. You have the vision, and therefore you are the creator of that vision. These visions are of heaven. And this is a metaphor. We're speaking in metaphors. Heaven. What is heaven? What does that feel like? It feels like support, liberation. It feels like happiness. It feels like playfulness. It feels like love. It feels like compassion. It feels like moment, remembrance. It feels like embodiment, empowerment, remembrance of who the fuck you are. And allow yourself to feel, receive, and attune to this. To receive it as fully, as completely as you can. Ka'ale ki ma'a ata'a mataki ataki ataki ha ata'a mataki. Lehiama, lehiama, lehiama. And so allow yourself to receive any last codes. Any last information, messages, insights, action steps. And then I just want you to gently and with great gratitude disconnect from the portal, even though it will remain open, or simply just withdrawing our energy consciously, intentionally. So just allow those the the weaves of the fabric of the golden light. I'm hearing actually let them remain, because those are the connection. You're simply just drawing your energy back, to bring your energy back to you, and let the golden bridge remain. From this bridge, receive the inspiration, receive the action step or steps, receive the message, the insight, the aha moment. And simply come back to your own heart. You can put your hands over your heart once again. and allow yourself, give yourself permission to know that you are in the right space, the right time, the right body, with the right programming, that you are the right person for the job to create joy, happiness, bliss, because the world needs it now more than ever. Allow yourself to just receive the knowing you are the person for the job. There is no one else that's more perfect. You are perfect as you are. You are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You are whole and complete exactly as you are. You are deserving. You are worthy. You are loved. And then just kind of let that sink in and let that ground you in as you come back. If you have your eyes closed, as you come back to this space, come back to your body and come back, come back, come back to this space. How was that?
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Uh, my sister's puppy. I think she sensed that you were doing light codes or something because she kept scratching the door. So I had to go get her. I sat here with her for a few minutes, but I had to just let her go. But yeah, I think even the puppy felt it. So that was powerful. Yeah. Okay. I think is that it? Do you think it's complete now? I think all the light codes were beautiful and the words that you were speaking were so empowering too, like just to tune into that energy was just so beautiful. And so if all to anyone that's watching, I hope you really felt and opened up to receive all those codes and all that information, the beauty and the magic. But yeah, Angelica, is there anything else that you want to say or share?
The only thing that's coming in at this time is, above all else, trust yourself and trust your intuition.
Mm.
And trust is that big word that sometimes we don't give enough awareness or even credence to.
Mm-hmm.
So keep trusting. Come back to trust. Come back to trust. It is very trust yourself.
Yes. Yes. So as
How about
you
you? Do you have anything else?
no, I'm just gonna say just what you were saying. I'm gonna agree with you that yeah, it's time for you to trust yourself, to trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and that yeah, maybe we're not perfect. Maybe the idea of perfection that we have is too big, and maybe it's not even realistic. But definitely, it is time for us to trust, to really believe or trust that we are where we need to be, and to trust our intuition. What we feel, trust that it is right, and trust that whatever you feel is going to be the compass. It's going to direct you to exactly the place you need to be. And I think, yeah, I think we said everything. It's just a beautiful time for us to step into this portal of light, like the sun. We're stepping into the sun, and we're trusting, and we're being courageous. And yeah, I think it's just, let's just do the thing. Like, just be excited and be passionate about the things that you do. Have fun and enjoy the ride. Just enjoy the ride. Have fun. I think just have fun. Just have fun. Doing whatever it is that you're doing. Have fun doing it. Even if there's heartbreak or there's something that happens in your life, keep tapping into that inner child, that fun energy, and just spend time in nature, spend time alone. I think it is very important for us to get used to that energy so that we can to be in that energy maybe of isolation at some point, to get to know ourselves and to get to know what we're truly passionate about and excited about. But yeah, I think again, just have fun. That's the Leo energy. Have fun, bring out the inner child, be courageous, step into the sun, trusting that you are worthy of the light. And we'll see you there because I'm going to be right there waiting for you in the sun. All right, so Angelica, do we close this? Is this complete?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I do feel complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
feel
right.
complete.
Yeah. All right. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this Deepening the Connection episode about the Lionsgate portal. We are officially back.
Yeah.
There's going to be more videos that we're going to be creating, collaborating, and there's going to be a podcast soon. It's not out yet, it's not available in the podcast platforms, but soon we will be officially in all podcast platforms. Check us out on our social media platforms. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you can find my website all at The Metaphysical Chick. And the links are going to be all in the description. Angelica, how can they find you, your social media and your website, or the services that you offer?
I go by Angel Fire Star Child on social media. So you can either me my social media is there. We'll leave all the links there below so that you can find the things,
Mm-hmm.
find us, and look into us if you feel guided to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So all the links are gonna be available in the description of this video. Again, you can find us all in all
Yeah.
social media platforms. We're gonna be there. You're gonna be able to see these videos there as well. And yeah, so we're excited to be back. We're excited to start collaborating more and to start creating. And if you're watching us and you have something important to say, or you know about, let's say,
Yeah.
astrology or maybe human design, I want to learn about human design. I know nothing about that. So if you're an expert on that, we'd love to have you, to have a conversation with you. But yeah, so definitely let us know. And I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you all on the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.